Hello everyone and welcome back. This will be your general weekly reading for the sign of Gemini for the week of January 26th. Wow. And the new year begins. Well, did anybody out there make any New Year's resolutions? And at this time I would like to thank each and every one of you out there who have been subscribing to my channel and helping it grow and getting it noticed. Thank you so much for doing that, as well as all the thumbs up on the videos and the lovely comments. It is so nice to read them, that they resonate with you, that you guys have subscribed to my channel, letting me know that. So thank you for all of that. And starting out with the King of Cups. So sitting in your power, feeling more empowered with your choices as well. So that's really good to see. You know, you're motivated to resolving any problems that there may have been arising, relationships, taking care of business that way. You know, you're really working hard on changing things in your life. You have more energy and effort putting into things, and you're getting rewards for it. So it really helps you to keep that momentum up going forward. But you're feeling much more comfortable in yourself. You know, no more pulling yourself back or feeling pressured by anybody. You're just doing this because it makes you feel good as a person. And the Five of Swords, yeah. You know, people just can't help but try to make you do their bidding. You know, maybe everybody seems to know what your buttons are to push, or they've just been, you know, nagging at you for a long time. Well, you're having no more of that. You've decided to, you know, change a lot of things for your New Year's resolution. For some of you, that you're not going to allow people to push you around anymore. You're standing your ground. You're realizing that perhaps for some of you, it's been going on way too long. And now you want to change. And you're realizing the only way and the only person is yourself that you can rely on to make this happen. So you really are taking charge. Yes. And look at the changes that it was going to bring. Yes, that's a storm warning. Not fatal by any means. You know, things are about to change. That's okay too. You were feeling stumped, not quite understanding some things, but now you're understanding much more clearly. You're feeling more inspired. You know, it's time for you to have that heart-to-heart talk with some people. And it's not going to be easy, but you really want to clear the air. You want to start this year on a better note for your soul. So you're not leaving anything out. Anything important is definitely coming to the forefront, and you're dealing with it all. So, you know, you got a problem. You're sleeping on it before you know, go for it. But you're definitely still starting something absolutely fresh and new for yourself. Whether that's a job, relationships, whatever this is for you, it is going to make you feel stronger on the inside for yourself. Yes, and the Four of Cups. So contemplating, you know, really looking at yourself, where you're at, what you have. And that can be from jobs, where you live, your relationships of all forms. And asking yourself the question, you know, because you might be a little bit bored right now. You're trying to invigorate yourself again. So you're trying to figure out, you know, should you be content and just leave as is, or try to change it a little bit more? So you're all about the change right now in your life going forward, from people, places, and things, you know, jobs, whoever this is, you want it to change. And you're realizing the only one who's going to be in charge of making that change and stick is by you. And the King of Pentacles. So definitely, you know, doubling down on something. You know, you're investing in yourself. Some of you are looking into making investments. You know, that'll pay off slowly in the long run, but right now you're really trying to figure out how you can move forward the future with less stress and worry as you go. You're willing to do the sacrifice now, as long as you can see, you know, some sort of reward at the end. So you're slow and steady, you know, will win out overall. But you're just trying to do it in a different way. Maybe people are uncomfortable around you because they're watching you and it's working, and they're not understanding how you know that. And they didn't, you know, that sort of attitude. But it doesn't matter. You're still going with this. And the Hermit, yeah, sticking to yourself a little bit more. You know, you've done a little bit of withdrawal for some people in your life. And it's unexpected from you. So they're trying to, you know, shake you up, but it's not working. You know, you're doing some soul searching. You're going within, you're using your wisdom, you're telling yourself the truth, and you're seeking answers. You know, no longer just depending on others. You are doing this for yourself. This is your own time to figure out what it is you truly want going forward. You know, so you're making a withdrawal from others just so you can clear your head. You know, taking that time, whether it's taking a walk, going in your room, reading a book, you know, watching a video, but your mind is always still working. Or it may have been the inspiration for you to make these steps going forward. You never know where you're going to get your, you know, little push in life. And the Queen of Rods. Yeah, there's success here, but there's new adventures as well. You know, you're feeling more taking charge, moving forward, feeling that, you know, you can do things sometimes a little bit better on your own. So this may be why you're stepping back a little bit. You're making some bold steps, but nobody else gets to be behind you. You're doing this because it's something you figured out for yourself. So, wow, you know, it takes a lot to be that determined. But you are, you know, no regrets. You're taking action. You know, you're taking on the management role in this. You know, if somebody needs to take charge and you're the one who's doing it. You're being very flexible, but you're still doing it. You have absolutely a decisive decision in your mind. And the 10 of Rods. Yeah, look at that. You get to lay down the burdens. You know, the responsibilities that weren't yours to begin with. You know, and that can be at a job, in the home as well, you know. Maybe you were thought, you know, a couple times you'd be nice and you'd cook the meal. Well, now it's turned into your job, you know, after you get home from work sort of thing. And you're tired of doing like that sort of stuff. So you're moving on away from it. You're changing your direction. That doesn't mean physically moving to a different place. That just means that your mind has changed on how you're going to handle different situations. So you're definitely laying those burdens down and moving in a new direction for yourself. So that's really good news. And the 3 of Rods, yeah, looking out to all the possibilities out there. Some of you are looking at doing some traveling, you know, working abroad for others. But you're looking out over the horizon for better for yourself. And you're not afraid of it. You may have been timid a little bit in the past, but that is gone. You are looking for new adventures, new beginnings, and new opportunities in all areas of your life. And the Hangman, yeah. Some of you may have gone and got some counseling. You know, talk to somebody. Doesn't necessarily have to be in an office. It can be over a phone. You can phone into anything now, it seems. And you are just talking things out, letting it out so that you understand how things came to where they are right now. And then you can change them. And that's what you're trying to do. You are figuring out, you know, you weighed both sides of it. You looked at them you know, very clearly before you're making any drastic decisions in your life. And the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely collaboration, understanding, teamwork. You know, this could be somebody asking you to give them a hand in something. You may be taking, you know, some reading, like looking things up for yourself, trying to figure out some answers. And that can be something so simple as your sink leaks and you're fixing it, sort of thing. But you are definitely looking into things a little bit more than you have. Most of you, it looks like it's financial wise. And the Page of Rods. So good news coming in. Ooh, new opportunities are knocking at your door. You know, oof, you have the energy. This looks like a new career for many of you, like creative projects too, and you're quite enjoying that. Maybe this is a whole new way of working to earn finances. Maybe you're working from home. You turned a hobby into a business, but there's definitely an opportunity here, and it is lining up for you, and it's going to become something that you really enjoy. Like this is going to be, you know, a labor of love. There's the wording. You know, and you're finding bliss in this. This really gives you that spark, you know, of moving on, moving into something totally new. Out with the old and in with the new, sort of thing. And the High Priestess, look at the balance. That is really nice to see for you. Because that's harmony, balance, structure, you know. You're trusting yourself, you have security here, and you have a high standards of how this is going to go. So, wow, you are really finding the balance back in your life. You got a lot of good answers here to some questions that you have been wondering about for a long time. You know, whether you should or shouldn't do something, move away from something, but you are definitely carrying on. This is just a bigger deck, so a little more clarity. Aww. Beautiful. The Six of Cups. Yeah, spending a little bit of time remembering, you know, childhood. Maybe you're getting together with some friends, people you haven't seen or heard from for a while, and it just brings back all those memories, you know, of what you had expected for your future, and it really puts a smile on your face and opens you up to that child wonderment again that you had put to sleep. So that is really, really, really nice. All right. And this is your oracle pick. All right, and it's telling you a financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now. An unexpected supporter of your cause. Oh, isn't that nice? And on that note, I will say goodbye for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will definitely talk to you again next week. Bye for now.